and they were really good in those days, and they still are. And I remember we went to Arizona. I think you've made some trips too, haven't you? But we've gone to Arizona for a spring trip, and we go down to, and we go across the border into Mexico. And that was a lot of fun because we learned Spanish, which I've all forgotten. And of course, we would go and share the good news of Jesus Christ on the colleges there, you know, in Phoenix. And then we go down through Tucson and go into Mexico. And, you know, we didn't run into the immigrants coming there, you know, like they do now. But anyway, we went across there and we had a good time. I remember one of the cab drivers that I was with, I had the joy of leading him to the Lord. And a lot of our girls had just a whole lot of opportunity with that. But anyway, one thing that they taught us down there was the slat bunt. I don't know if they still do that. And of course, when we came to Minnesota, hardly anybody knew the slat bunt because we had picked it up in Arizona, like in the early 1980s. And we come down here, and I remember we played Concordia or St. Paul, and we used that slat bunt on them, and they just didn't have any idea what was going on. And they were a tremendous, tremendous game. So it was really fun to for us to play tough against them that day. That was a lot of fun. But a lot of good memories, of course, when our teams had played so well. And I remember one time when we beat Bethel, we hadn't beaten them for a couple of years, and then we won the game 7-6, and the girls were really, really tired. And we hadn't beaten Bethel for, I don't know, 3-4 years or whatever. And they just trudged off the field like that. I said, ladies, we just beat Bethel. And they're just like they didn't even know it, you know. They were just too tired. But then we beat them the next year, 13-1. So that was kind of fun. So Bethel was always our #1 rival. But of course, we like to play, you know, St. Thomas, which is now Division I, I guess. And so, you know, and Gus Davis and a lot of those. But we also played some little schools. And one of the littlest schools that gave us so much trouble was Pillsbury. And I don't think they even have a college anymore. And they had one little girl on that team for 4 years. And every time she got on first base, she stole second base every single time. And every single time she led off before the pitch. And I remember I tell the umpires about it, and they say, yeah, we'll watch it. And I don't know if you girls ever remember that girl from Pillsbury, but I mean, she just got on this. She was so fast. And they never, ever, ever, ever called her out. And I'll be jiggered, but we lost to Pillsbury. So I can talk about, you know, beating some of the other teams. But anyway, we had a great time over the years. And one of the Bible verses that I shared so often was Philippians chapter 1, verse 27, 28, and 29. And in there, it talks about the fullness of Christ, the fullness of Christ. But we've also been called to believe. Now, of course, you gals all know that. But we've also been called to suffer. And we've had the pandemic this last couple of years now, and a lot of things before that. And I know these gals who've got their families, and of course, you gals got your extended families that way too. But there's so much. Our moms and dad and our grandpas and grandmas, when they go, you know, and you think, Lord, why is all this happening? And what's this world coming to? But remember, we do have a Lord. We have the great Lord. And He sees us. Everything we say, everything we do, and He's with us the whole way. Believe it or not, He's with you when you're around second base. He really is. He never leaves you or forsakes you. So just remember that, gals, and remember that, gals, and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you.